July to December 2018, I joined Hacker Paradise, which is now called the Noma Collective. It's a community of remote workers and digital nomads. And I took my consulting practice on the road. We went to Playa del Carmen in Mexico, Buenos Aires in Argentina, and Canggu and Ubud in Bali. I want to be careful here because this part of the story can sound like an Instagram reel. Lawyer quits job, works from the beach, and lives the dream. It wasn't that clean. The income was very inconsistent. The time zones were brutal. There were weeks where I was doing calls at midnight and then pretending I wasn't exhausted the next morning. But the Nomad chapter was 100% what I needed. I met the best people, fantastic, capable, amazing people. I also got the mental reset that I'd desperately been lacking. And I developed the consulting business to the point where it was self-sustaining. I could pay for today. Tomorrow was less certain, but that was fine at that point in time. The part I remember most vividly, though, was arriving in Bali in late October 2018. It was Canggu before it went mad, and then on to Ubud. It felt so far away from London, so exotic, so completely different from anything I'd known before, and because of that, so mine. That nomad experience rewired something deep inside me. It planted all of these seeds of what I think of now as my life 2.0. The idea that you could design a life deliberately, on your own terms, and in places and ways that most people never consider. Those seeds took root, and they led directly to what came next. A small law firm I'd been doing overflow work was opening up in Singapore. I talked to them, and something clicked. I decided to join and relocate to Singapore properly. It was a super exciting time. A brand new law firm. We were bootstrapping our way into the market. It was fun, scary, entrepreneurial in a way that traditional law had never been. I wasn't going back to a career I'd left. I was actually coming back to the profession through a completely different door. And then, COVID hit. And if building a young law firm in normal times is hard, building one during a global pandemic whilst locked in a city-state with closed borders is something entirely different. The marketing work was relentless, the uncertainty was constant, and the emotional toll was absolutely real. But the COVID slowdown was also the time when I found fire. All of those lockdown evenings in Singapore with nothing else to do but think. A blog post led to a podcast, which led to a spreadsheet, and then another spreadsheet. And one evening, I plugged in all of my numbers, my current savings rate, the investment returns, compound growth, and I saw something that stopped me cold. If I stayed the course, if I kept saving at this rate, I wouldn't need to work until 65. I wouldn't need to work until 60. The numbers said I could be financially independent years earlier than I ever could have imagined. I checked 3 times and closed the laptop, and then opened it again and checked a 4th time. This was another seismic shift, because what fire meant, when I really let it sink in, was that I could buy my own freedom. Permanently. I would never need to fall back on law again if I didn't want to. I think I was so scarred by the experience before, the failed business, the financial freefall, the dependency on someone else, that the thought of building a safety net which was entirely mine and that could support me for the rest of my life was incredibly appealing. After that breakup in 2017, as I said, I was furious at myself for letting my financial security become so entangled with someone else's. Never again. What I didn't expect, though, was that the first feeling wasn't necessarily excitement. It was something closer to grief, because if this had always been possible, if I'd understood compound interest at age 25 the way I do now, my entire story might have been very different. But grief turned into clarity, and I'd already proven to myself that I could build life on my own terms. I'd done it messily, imperfectly, and very expensively before, so now I had something I'd never had before: a number, a timeline, and a strategy to make it permanent.